Alright, so I'm going to be doing a quick video on this Toshiba satellite C675-S7103. Okay, this is going to be a little tough because my right clavicle is still broken and hurting, but I'll see what I can do. Anyways, you got these two little latches to take out the battery. So this one locks over, so you can slide it out to the side to keep it unlocked, and then slide this one. This one has a spring, you have to hold it, and then you can slide the battery out. Let me see if I can do this with one hand. There we go. Alright, so the battery, let's see if there's a model number here. So there's a battery model number PA3817U-1BRS. I don't know if you can read that, but if you have your battery, you can check yours specifically for that. Or just search for a C675 battery. Alright, so we got that. Excuse me. Alright, this model, the keyboard's also pretty easy to remove, but I'm not going to do that because I only have one arm and the customer was just having a hard drive issue. So we're going to open this up. Alright, I checked their Cmos battery is okay. For some reason their BIOS keeps wanting to reset to network boot. But anyways, just remove that one screw and then you can pop up the cover like that. If you need to replace the BIOS or Cmos battery, you can use a screwdriver. Push the battery up that way into the springs and then you can lift it out. So just like this, and there we go. Alright, so we got the BIOS or Cmos battery out. Alright, I'm going to put it back in, just slide it in. Alright, you got the 2 sticks of RAM. To remove that, just push these 2 tabs out to the side. Alright, it's going to be tough with one hand, but let's see what I can do. Push that over. Okay. Yeah, this is hard with one hand, but there we go. Alright, once you get that out, you can pull this RAM out. And this is PC3-10600S. So if you want to upgrade your RAM, make sure it's PC3-10600S, and you can get whatever size sticks of RAM you want. So this is 2 2-gig sticks. If you want, you can get 2 4-gig sticks. If they have, you can get 2 8-gig sticks. Alright, it's best to have matching sticks, though you can miss and match them, but then usually you'll lose some performance. Alright, excuse me. So we'll close that. Then we'll put this cover back on, just like that. Just clip those back down. Tighten the screw back in place. Alright, so the hard drive, I don't know if the customer messed around with anything in here, but there's just one screw here. I don't know if there used to be a bracket or anything. Once you remove that screw, you can get underneath and pull this up, just like the door for the RAM. This little plastic helps push the hard drive to keep it in place. To remove the hard drive, this is an SSD that we upgraded, alright? So it's just like this. It's a 2.5-inch SATA hard drive. Okay, the old hard drive was the spinning disk, alright, just like this. This hard drive was having a lot of errors. The way I know is the computer was locking up a lot, and when I went to the task manager, you can go to the resource monitor and you can actually look at the disk activity, and even though the hard drive wasn't doing anything, it was showing like 100% activity. So that's how you know that your hard drive is bad. It was having a hard time cloning. I had to actually run the disk check on this multiple times. There's a command in the command line you can do. So this was F drive when I plugged it into my computer with an external USB cable. And I had to type in chkdsk, which is check disk, space, and then it was F drive, so I put F:, and then space, /R, which it does like a repair scan. But anyways, I had to run that multiple times. We're going to put this cover back on. Okay. Tighten the screw back up. And that's pretty much all there is to this. I'll show you a little bit on the keyboard side. I'm not going to take it out, but I'll show you a little bit how it comes out. So the battery just goes back in like that. Make sure to slide that lock back over. Let's flip this back over. Okay. So the keyboard, I'm not going to take it out, but let me show you. Can't do this with one hand out. Okay. So just like this. So there's this little bar across the top. You get underneath. I use my fingernail. You can use a pry tool. But underneath, you can see these screws here. And that's how you would remove the keyboard. After you remove those screws, you can lift the keyboard up from this side. And then there's a little ribbon cable under there. Anyways, I'm not going to take that out. If you want to see how to remove keyboard ribbon cables, just watch my other videos. They're all pretty much the same. There's 2 styles. There's a flip latch, and then there's also like a slide latch. So as long as you watch my other videos, you should be able to figure out how to do that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So hopefully this video helped you guys. If it did, please like, subscribe, share my channel with others. Consider donating to the channel. Right now with my broken clavicle, work is a lot more difficult, so hopefully you guys can help me out. And thank you for watching. Let's see if I can pop this back in right with one hand. For some reason it doesn't want to go in right. I think this plastic is bent or something. Yeah, why are these tabs all bent downwards for some reason? I'm going to try and use my right hand a little bit. He must have taken this out at some point, like these clips are screwed up. So I'm going to try and pop this one part here. It's not supposed to be that flat, so let's try and bend this back up. There we go. I don't know if it will go back in place. We'll try. So this latch kind of like slides over. Alright. There we go. Hopefully that's in. I can't tell. Ow. I'm going to try with my right hand. No, that's too painful. Okay. This clip, I don't know why it doesn't want to come out. So I'm going to try and bend it some more. Ow. I hope I'm not permanently damaging my collarbone, but there we go. Let's get that in. Come on. Why doesn't it want to go in? I don't know why this piece doesn't want to go in right. It keeps bending downwards. I might just have to snap it off completely if it doesn't go in. Okay, well, it doesn't want to go, so I'm just going to have to snap it in and hope it's good enough. There we go. Alright, so that's pretty much all there is to it. Again, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share my channel with others, and I'll see you all in the next one. I think that's everything, right? Oh, actually, let's boot it up one time just to show you. Okay, it's powering on. Before it would always show like the Realtek whatever boot up, that's the network boot. But now, oh, what's going on? Did the battery die? Powered up. There we go. It's showing the Toshiba. Okay, the Cmos or the BIOS might have reset because I pulled that battery out. But there you go. It's booting up and should be good to go. I'm gonna hide this just in case it shows his username. He has a CD in there, so it's kind of like trying to read that while it's booting. Come on. Should probably pull the CD out and we'll make it a little bit faster. Right, it's booting up. You can see the little mouse cursor down here now. You see the Toshiba. Right, and there you go. So hopefully this video helped you guys. If it did, please, again, like, subscribe, share my channel with others. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.